Oh, hi Charles. Where are you going tonight?
I'm going to the Picture House to see filmed comedies. Is it?
Is that the Clapham Festival?
Clapham International Film Festival.
Oh, is that independent artists?
That's it, exactly. It's
about
great.
6 of them, yeah.
Nice way to wind down after the Palestinian, which was the most peaceful thing I've ever been on in my life. I felt like I'd been purified by going and seeing.
Really?
All they were shouting was free, 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 whereas apparently the far right got to the cenotaph and the exact opposite to what Suella had foreseen. But we should feel sorry for Suella because she's a very simple.
I don't know, I'm just going to film this and show you them. Do you want to do it?
So this is going to be...
That's what we're going to in a minute. So here we are with Leonardo, who's a deaf artist. Right. So I was just, what was your name?
What?
What was your name?
Lisa.
Lisa, so I thought it was interesting that you said you were going to make a film about
Fate and free will.
And free will, yeah.
Because it's two things that most people believe in, but that are also like conflicting. Because fate is the idea that everything is already written and is meant to happen, but free will is the fact that we make choices and we choose our own destiny. So how could everything be already written, and how could we also be able to make choices? Because one kind of like stops the other from happening.
Well, yeah, I think with all the in the Middle East, there's that conflict, isn't it, between who owns what and what owns who. And then again with Leonardo, he's a deaf artist. I was just trying to explain how if you're a deaf artist, you need to have a signed interpreter. So if you come from a wealthy family, you have free will, you can get freelance, director, holiday, a CSW, which is a carer, an interpreter. And if you come from a poorer family...
Yeah, it's more complicated, and so your free will is kind of like restricted.
Yeah, so I thought it was interesting. That's why I did this interview with you and Charles, because he's struggling with a family and community that if he gets a social worker from Lambeth, they then have to decide whether he wants to do the art and the film, or his friends do, or his brother does, or I do. So they're saying that people are misinterpreting his free will in art. But what they're really discovering is whether they want to give the grant for the interpreter, or whether they want to give the CSW, the carer. So you would need a carer and an interpreter. So if he made a comedy film with, say, you two people and other friends, he would be saying, well, I want to be an artist, or I want a Lamborghini, or I'd like a flat, I'd like to go to France, because he enjoyed Montmartre as a younger person. But where the problem is that the social workers have a tech which is quite old-fashioned, and psychology which is quite old-fashioned, and you have to get restricted on mental health, whether you can write to standard, speak to standard, if you're trilingual, and whether your sign language is up to standard. So again, if you're a visual creative artist and you think maybe more in imagination and pictures, you can be seen as someone with, instead of being interesting and eccentric and have a free will, your fate is that suddenly you're one of the National Health firing squad, and they say, oh, you've got personality disorder, you've got mental health, you shouldn't hear voices, you shouldn't have imagination, have you got mental health? And the danger of that is that the people in that bracket can be used for other people to earn money. So the interpreter and the carer earn money, but the freelance student, cook or gardener doesn't earn the money. So it's a very interesting subject how, if you made a film, The Interpreter, how we interpret what we want to do, or for someone with another language like yourself, or with the interesting history that Charles has. You know, how Leonardo, do you want to make a film? Yeah, so he's struggling quite a lot at the moment with people saying he doesn't use his free will to paint. But you can't make someone paint as much as he paints, or like Lamborghinis, or want to see films.
He's having a choice.
Yeah. So anyway, this is an interesting discussion about free will and fate, art and music in reflection to getting the right grant and funding for your film or project.
Yeah, I just really need to go because like it's going to be interesting.
Thank you very much.
It's so very interesting talking to you.
Very interesting.
What time does the film?
We have to go in at 6.